Okay, this is potato onion. It multiplies underground, just like any bulb. It's not very big at the moment. I put it in the ground in June. I planted a few, and I don't know where the others are that I planted because the chooks came in, I think the day after I planted them, and messed up all my signs. So anyway, here we have more kale going to seed. Here we have some spinach. It really is reaching out for the sun because the borage was covering it. There's lots of lettuce in here as well. This lettuce, cos lettuce, it's all going to seed. There's more spinach, silver beet. Oh, I get mixed up around this area between silver beet and beetroot. This is definitely silver beet. Makes the salad look pretty too. Here's more lettuce, lots of lettuce, all bolting. This is a drip line. I have a couple. There's another one of the potato onions. You can see that. That one's doing well. Maybe because it's near a drip line. Another drip line. Nasturtiums. I wish the chooks would eat that because it's good for parasites. But they don't like it. I think I might put some in or near the pen anyway. And we've got more daikon going to seed. Here's the lettuce flowers. We're getting lots of seed. Hopefully some of it self-seeds. Here's a native that was growing behind the garage that Phil transplanted. It's doing well. What else have we got? That's a weed. I have some, now this is rhubarb. And it was doing well and now it's not. I don't think it likes where it is. There's not much drainage here. And apparently rhubarb likes drainage. And it could probably do with less slugs. I think there are a lot of slugs in this area. Apparently rhubarb does really well in a pot. But I could put it in my gabion wall planter boxes. It'll probably do quite well there. A lot of drainage. And I've got garlic chives planted all nearby, and apparently that's a good companion plant. Something's still been eating this. Tank. We get free native seeds every year from the local council. They have events on, and this is one that Phil's planted. Next door's dog has come over to play ball. Sorry, Vixie. I'll play with you later. The chooks love it under that tree. The camphor laurel, it's a pest. If it starts going to seed, there's some flowers, we're going to have to chop those back because it overtakes bushland. A lot of Sydney streets are lined with these trees, and they're big, majestic, beautiful, leafy trees, but yeah, just not good for the environment. So this one's there was a big tree here and it was cut back, and now it's regrowing from the big stump. And we've left it here for the chooks because they love sitting under it. One of the chooks is having a dust bath. She looks dead. Anyone would think she was, but she's having a dust bath. This is Moira. baby coming in. You want to steal the show, baby? Do you? The drip lines come all the way up here. This is where I grew the rhubarb. I've forgotten the name of this, but it was out the front of a church on the council clean-up. So obviously the minister stands there and puts the Bible on there, and when it's standing up. Now we have passion fruits going nuts. I actually dug the soil. There were lots of bluestone rocks covering an old pipe that's not used anymore, and dug right down. It must have been at least 60 centimetres. And pulled a lot of the bluestone rock. I didn't pull the pipe out or smash it up or anything, because Dial Before You Dig says that there's nothing here, no pipes under our backyard, but just in case, I think I'll just leave that. It was an old pig farm, this whole area, and behind this fence was the main farmhouse, and so a lot of old stuff is on our property from the pig farm. A lot of concrete, mainly. A lot of pipes, we don't know what they're for. Anyway, so the passion fruit's going to flower. I do hope that we get some passion fruit. It's been in the ground maybe a year. This is an acacia. It's local to Sydney. And it's finished flowering. We're now getting seed pods. I don't know whether there's anything in particular we can do with those, whether it can be bush food or not. Maybe once they get big, maybe we could make flour out of the seeds, I don't know. It'd be quite finicky. But this is a nitrogen fixer, good for plants around it that need nitrogen, which is many, many different types of veggies. These overwintered. These are beans, purple king beans. I don't know how they're going to go. They're coming back, but I don't know how they're going to go this summer. I've got more coming up from seed. I need to mulch this. It's an old tomato bed. We also have a grapevine in here. It's coming back because that's deciduous, so it drops its leaves in winter. There it is. Very excited. I don't know what types of grapes it produces, because there were a whole lot of agapanthus here when we moved in. We pulled them all out, gave them all away, and found the grapevine amongst it all. So I don't think it was active. I think it was all smothered. Here's a eucalyptus that's going to get to umpteen metres tall. Phil really wants it here, but I think it's going to be a pain because there's going to be a house on the other side of this fence eventually, and it's quite close to the boundary. They might not like it if they've got kids. Something donor seed that never gave me anything. Ladybugs eating the aphids. Good job. Something else is eating them. Ladybugs making more ladybugs. But there's poo all over it. There must be caterpillar here. I'll play with you soon, Vixie. This is pyrethrum. Looks just like chamomile. And there's more borage here. I don't know how it got here. I must have brought one over. And my broad beans, they did really well. They're such an easy crop. I didn't have to do anything. Now they're getting a bit of some aphids now, but really I've got most of the pods that I wanted. Some of them I could pick, or I could let them dry out, use the seeds next year. Here's another acacia. The chooks go next door. Here's the chook house. And this door I got off the council cleanup, and we already had the door frame. It fits perfectly. I'm going to change one of these words to cloaca. Super high performance cloacas, I think. That's an extra lock for anti-fox. And then the little latch. This is where they sleep. Happy. Double pane glass. Double pane glass there. And their nesting boxes. We've already got the eggs. We get 2 eggs a day. We've got 4 chooks. One of them's trying, but she's too old. You want to play, Vixie, do you? Do you want to play? She won't bring it back. She'll drop it and bark. Apple trees. Apple trees. Passion fruit vine, bought half price. Bought half price at the nursery. It's coming back very quickly. Just had to repot it and give it lots of water, and it's got mushroom compost in there and everything. Apple trees and another one. Passion fruit doing really well. Oh, it's his favourite ball. This is my attempt at hot compost. I started it probably late April. Turned it a few times, so I brought it over here, and then I put it back, and then I brought it here, and then I put it back. Must have done it 6 times, and it really didn't do the 18-day thing. Like, you know, it wasn't ready in that long. You know, it's nearly 6 months later now, and it's still not quite ready. I think I could probably dig in and get some of the stuff from down the bottom. I've left it sitting there since, I think, I don't know, for a few months, a couple of months at least. I think I'll just leave it sitting there. And this is another one I've been making recently, and I'm not going to turn it. I'm just going to let it sit there. And then it heats up, and then it must cool down, and then I've got to add more stuff to it. But the worms and the bugs will do their thing. So really, all these compost bins, I'm not using them because I'm using them. I might get rid of the ones that just stand and keep the ones that tumble. Maybe I can get some off the old heap and put it in a tumbler. Tumble it more often. Maybe that'll help speed it up. Next on the list is the wall. Gabion Wall Permaculture Group helped us start this. Hard workers. 3rd of June. And we kept at it, and then in July we had a really nice French backpacking couple come and stay with us for a couple of weeks, and they helped us with the wall in exchange for accommodation. That worked really, really well because they did such a good job. These are the ones that they did at this end, and they did the other end. And it's hard to find the right rock for the right spot, a bit like Tetris. And behind that, I've got all these grates on because the chooks get them, but I've got some chamomile. You can't even see it, but baby chamomile coming up here. And some cucumber coming up. I had to put coffee grounds down to stop the slugs, and actually it has worked. It didn't work every time over near my seedling area. In the garden bed where I had some young seedlings. The slugs kept on getting them. Coffee grounds helped a little bit, but not completely. Planted some more seeds here. A lot of these seeds haven't come up, and a lot of the labels have been bleached. So anyway, these are dahlias. They'll be pretty, but I need many more. These are purple king beans, the same as the ones I showed before. Just coming up. Planted those seeds only about a week ago, I think. Marigolds, apparently very good for your garden. I don't think they're the French ones or the right type, really. But they do make the garden look pretty when they come up in flower. They get really big. They get up to here. Spinach. It's finally getting some second, third, fourth leaves. It's quite yellow. This soil we got delivered. It's got some sand in it. It's got some compost in it. Anyway, I don't know how good it is. Bought soil is always worse than your own compost and stuff. These are heritage or heirloom pumpkins, and they apparently look quite funny. They're from one of the permaculture guys. Here we've got a row of emperor beans. Again, only about a week old. I put the seeds in a week ago. And these are some more sugar snap peas. Make the place smell nice. Oh, I've got some tomatoes in there. They're not growing very quickly at all. I'm going to put some sea salt on these ones that aren't growing well. White cucumbers. Phil's pulling the drip line. Oh, Phil's also got these nice little sprayers. So we've got a drip line in that. But the drip line's going back into the garden. Also got some more white cucumber here. Oh, coriander and snapdragons. And more coriander, and there's some carrots in here. You can see there, a little carrot. Here's a little carrot. They are atomic red carrots, and we have Peruvian round carrots at the back, and there's a few of those have come up. Sorry about Vixie barking, I can't stop her. Zucchini, I think a slug got that, but it's coming back. And some new lettuce, and this has come up from we put some of the soil from the chook pen in here underneath the soil, and it seems as though stuff is coming up from that. And so it's a little bit like a green manure, I suppose. There's things like barley and sunflowers and things in that. I didn't show you the chook pen. That's the rest of the pen. It's got, this part of it has a shower screen roof. You can see it hasn't rained, it's all dusty. Shh. There's their little ramp, and that's their little door. If I want to close that little door, I can do this. But we don't really need to do that. We did do it for the first couple of weeks for overnight because I was very paranoid about foxes, but really we've got chain link fence that the foxes can't bite through. Shh. We've also got some rebar dug in underneath there, and then this little part of the enclosure has its own little gate here. But we don't need to shut that. We now have this other enclosure that's fully fox proof. It's got the chain link roof, and it's got chain link fence dug all the way down about 40 centimetres into the soil, and so if the foxes try to dig, then they can't get under. So the same with all along the fence there. Foxes really are very clever, and they can get in quite easily to a lot of people's chook pens. People don't realise they can climb 6 foot, 8 foot. They could probably climb 10 foot if they wanted, especially if they're desperate for a feed. They can dig up to 30 centimetres. They can chew through chicken wire. So really, we spent a lot of time on this chook enclosure, and we haven't had one chook gone from a fox. What else have we got? Garlic. Looking forward to harvesting that garlic in December. Got some seedlings coming up. I'm starting to move some seedlings over here because they get sprayed. This is red cosmos. It's a flower. This is nymphomia baby blue eyes, and again a flower. Got some capsicum. Parsley that I bought. I got sick of seeds not germinating, so this is an anti-chook because they were eating all the leaves off this capsicum. I bought that. There's some rhubarb again, silver beet, more parsley, spinach, rhubarb. And these are tulips. More flowers. I just deadheaded them. They're just coming up. Some more ones are coming up. Natives, and gerbras. And there's some perennial basil up the end. Now what we're doing is filling in behind the wall. We've got a lot of that filled in. Making another garden bed alongside this one. And then we'll fill the rest. A few more rocks and then some topsoil. Actually, maybe just topsoil now. And then that will help with drainage. Drainage is crucial behind a gabion wall. We do have this root barrier, but the water can get down through the rocks down to the bottom and then come out the bottom. Probably slow down some water on our property too, which would be nice. But yeah, so this is what I'm doing today. And I think that's pretty much the end of the backyard tour. Oh, there's loquats over there. I mean, a loquat plant next to the liquid amber tree. And we haven't got any loquats yet. So hopefully maybe next year.